A very good morning to you all. Okay. For today's topic is from the unit number 2, solar system. We are going to see the just problems and also a brief introduction about the astronauts, that is asteroids, comets, and the satellites. So we are at the end of the second unit. In the previous class, we studied the determination of the mass of the Earth. We studied the determination of the mass of the planet with respect to the sun, and also we studied the Newton's modification law from the Kepler's third law. So for today's class, we are going to see the determinations and also a brief introduction about the asteroids, satellites, and comets. So as we know that from the Kepler's third law, it is the average distance of a planet. Kepler's third law states that an average distance of a planet from the sun cubed is directly proportional to the orbital period square. So from this Kepler's assumption, as we know that it is stated as P square is directly proportional to A cube. Average distance of the planet from the sun cube. Average distance of the planet from the sun cube means, so this distance, radius distance, it's A cube, is directly proportional to the orbital period distance. Orbital period distance means the revolution, rotation. So this is the Kepler's third law. So we have written as P square directly proportional to the A cube. To remove the proportionality and to introduce a constant, we made P square equal to K into A cube. So from that, the modification concept begins, and we applied the centripetal force there along with the angular velocity, and finally we measured F is equal to G mp by r square. So this, the term which we have derived in the last class, so this term is considered in the problem section. A problem may be asked from this formula. They give the mass of the planet, they give the orbital radius distance, and they asked to measure the force. Or otherwise, they will give the orbital radius and also they will measure the force and asked to find the mass of the planet. So from this formula, we can measure the force or we can measure the mass of the planet. So this formula, it's an important formula. With this formula, we can solve some problems. And the second, we studied the determination of mass of Earth. We studied the determination of mass of Earth. So here this determination of the mass of Earth is studied with respect to Newton's universal gravitational law and Newton's second law. So from the Newton's universal gravitational law and from the Newton's second law, so we have taken two laws. One is the Newton's second law and another one is the Newton's gravitational law. So from these two laws, we measured a formula that is ME is equal to R square A by G. So this A is nothing but we can mention as a G, acceleration due to gravity. A is nothing but a G. So this formula is measured from the two assumptions. One is from the Newton's second law. As we know, the Newton's second law is force is equal to mass into acceleration. Force is equal to mass into acceleration is the Newton's second law. And the another law is the Newton's gravitational law. So the Newton's gravitational law is F is equal to G into M, that is M1, M2 by R square. The force of attraction between the two bodies in the straight line. The force of attraction between the two bodies in the straight line is directly proportional to the force and it's inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So this is the Newton's universal gravitational law. So from the Newton's universal gravitational law and from the Newton's second law, we formulated a formula. That formula is ME is equal to R square A by G. So
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I have one doubt.
As
Sir, can you elaborate that force is inversely proportional to R square? Why only R square, sir? Any mathematically proof is there?
For which one you are asking? You are asking for Kepler's law or you are asking for the Newton's law?
Newton's law.
Yeah, Newton's law. Actually, here, see, we have learned about the just a movement of the planet. As we learned about the movement of the planet, wait, I will show the another one slide for your doubt. Just a minute. See, you can consider this structure now. We can consider this structure now. See, as we know that from the Newton's universal gravitational law, it is shown that the mass of the object, so here we are going to consider two objects. One is the planet and another one is the sun. So here also we are having the force of attraction and the repulsion. So here also one sort of the force and here also another sort of the force. So what happens to balance with each other? Then only we can say that the planet will orbit in its path. The orbital distance will be vary. The orbital distance will be vary. That's why we are just using that word propelling. So the apoLN means, Yama. ApoLN means the just nearest just a radial distance. Perihelion means the farthest just a radial distance. So what it's shown that the mass of the body is directly proportional to the force according to the Newtons, but the radius is not directly proportional to the force. So we are just measuring the distance r square. See, some other things also. Yeah. Let you consider this one. Yeah, now it's audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We can consider the structure now. As you asked that why we are using r square. Is there a question now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, why we are using r square? See, the r square is measured, for example, if we are going to consider the sun and if we are going to consider the earth. So we know that the distance from the earth to the sun is r. So these from that point, this point, that is the orbital point to the just surface of the earth to the surface of the sun. So we have to consider the surface of the sun. So till the surface to the earth orbit, so the radius is r. But from the Newton's universal law, what we are going to measure is the r value is to be added with the sun radius. The r value is to be added with the sun radius. That's why we are using the term r into r square. R into r square. So this is in this case study. So if you are going to consider, sun and the earth, so if you are going to measure the radial distance between the sun and the earth, the force is directly proportional to the mass of the body. The force is directly proportional to the mass of the body, but it inversely proportional to the radius. That's why we are using the term r. So here the r square is nothing but distance from the earth to the sun, distance from the earth to the sun and to the just sun's radii. So this is the r square. Can you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
See, just the determination of the mass of the earth. So we are just determining this mass of the earth from the universal law of gravity and from the Newton's second law. So by these two laws, we measured the mass of the earth is equal to r square a by g. And finally, we determined the mass of the sun or mass of the planet which orbiting the sun. So to measure the mass of the planet which orbiting the sun, so we have considered the universal gravitational law, and also we considered the centripetal force. So here we are having two sort of the force. So one is the centrifugal force, another one is the centripetal force. The centrifugal force is the force of attraction. The centripetal force is the force of the repulsion. So that centripetal force only makes the earth to orbit in its path because it's the outward force. So this makes the just earth to move along its path. So we have considered the universal law and the centripetal force. So from that we measured the mass of the sun is equal to 4 pi square r power 3, that is r cube by g t square. So these are the terms we have studied in the previous class, last class. So the formula under the calculation. So we have also studied in the last class. See, here they have given a problem. They want to measure the mass of the Earth orbiting the Sun. So to measure the mass of the Earth orbiting the Sun, they have given the radius. They have given the value of a radius. Earth orbit around the Sun. The radius of the Earth orbit around the Sun as r is equal to 1.5 into 10 power 11 meter. And we know that the Earth travels around this orbit in 365 days. So each and every planet having its own orbital period. So for the Earth, the orbital period is around 365 days. So here they have mentioned in terms of days, but we are going to convert these days into seconds. For to convert days into the seconds, so we have made this formula. T is equal to 365 days per revolution. That converts into 24 hours per day, 60 minutes per day per minute. So what we can do, 365 into 24 into 60 into 60 becomes 31536 seconds per revolution. So now the day is converted into the second. We know the formula for the mass of the Earth orbiting the Sun. ME is equal to 4 pi square R cube by G into T square. So we are having the value of the R, and also we measured the just time in terms of seconds, and also we know the gravitational force constant G is equal to 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. We substituting the data here. So the what data we just having, that data we have substituted in the above formula. When we substitute this data in the above formula, we can able to find the mass of the just Earth. So the total mass of the Earth orbiting the Sun in its path is 2.0065 into 10 power 30 kilogram. So this is an example. So like this, we can find the radius of the Mercury orbiting the Sun. We can find the mass of the Venus orbiting the Sun. We can find the mass of the Mars orbiting the Sun. So these are all the examples I have taken. So these are a similar process as we have seen here. The radius of the Earth orbits around the Sun is R, equal to 1.5 into 10 power 11 meter. Earth travels around this orbit is 365 days. So this is the question. They have given the data. They asked to measure the mass of the Earth. They asked to measure the mass of the Earth. So the same process we have to be carried out to measure the mass of the Mercury orbiting the Sun, mass of the Venus orbiting the Sun, mass of the Mars orbiting the Sun. So I have just placed here 3 problems. Work out these 3 problems and submit these as an assignment. Similar what I have shown here. The Earth orbiting the Sun is 365 days, but for the Mercury, it orbits. For Earth, the radius is 1.5 into 10 power 11 meter. For Mercury, the radius is 5.79 into 10 power meter. So similarly for the Venus, radius is 1.08 into 10 power 11 the total orbital period is 225 days. For Mars, the radius is 2.28 into 10 power 11, and the orbital period is 687 days. So you have to consider these data and also the universal constant, universal force constant G, and substitute the data in this formula, shown formula, and measure the mass of the Mercury, measure the mass of the Venus, and measure the mass of the Mars, and substitute these as an assignment. See, here there are some constant parameters. So these parameters are already measured and displayed. So as we know that we are having planets into three parts. We are having the planets into three parts. The first part is the terrestrial planet. The second part, the third part is the dwarf planet. So here for the terrestrial planet, no, the planets which was orbiting near to the sun core. We know the planets which are orbiting near to the Mars, then just Mercury, just Venus, Mars, Earth. So these are the planets. So for this planet, the period of revolution is for Earth 365 days, for Mars 687 days, for Mercury 88 days, for Venus 225 days. So I have just given this data only. I have given this data, and along with this data, I have given the radius of its orbiting position. So you have to consider these data, and you have to solve the problem, and you have to submit it as an assignment. So this is the just second planet, gas planet. For the gas planet, for the just distance, Jupiter 12 years. The orbital period for the Jupiter is takes around 12 years. For Saturn, it takes 29 years. For Uranus, it takes 84 years. For Neptune, it takes around 165 years. So we can see the variation. Here, that terrestrial planets shows the orbital rotation in terms of days, but for the gas planets, the orbital revolution is in terms of the years. And also for the drift planets, the planet, those who are not in the solar system, one should be in the just asteroid belt, and other should be in the Kuiper belt. Asteroid belt and the Kuiper belt. So the planets which was orbiting in between the asteroid and the Kuiper belts are Pluto, Eris, Pumi, Ceres, Makemake. So for these planets, we can able to see the orbital period of revolution. So these also mentioned in terms of the years. We can measure this also. So I have just shown some parameters which are relevant to our problem. So the last topic from this unit is the brief description about the asteroids, description about the comets, and a description about the satellites.
Sir.
Hello?
Sir, I have a doubt regarding the problems, sir.
Yeah, ma.
Sir, which formula, sir, should we use? Is that 4 pi square r cube divided by g into
Okay. Actually, for the shown problems, I have shown the problems. No, for the shown problems, for these three problems, you have to use this formula. This formula.
Okay, sir.
So that only I have informed that I have just shown the problems with related to this formula.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, the same formula you have to be apply. The same steps also you can follow. The same steps also you can follow. The only thing is here we are using 365 days. Here we are using 365 days. Actually, in the formula, sorry, in the problem, for the first case study, we given 88 days for Mercury. For the second, 225 days for Venus. And for the Mars, 687 days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can use the same one.
24 into 16 to 60.
Yes, ma, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Then the time will be changed. That is, the period of revolution will be changed in seconds. So you have to convert the days into the seconds. So first do it. First convert the days into the second. Once the conversion is over, once you obtain the value of a t, then write the constant data. So the constant data is G. G is constant, universal gas constant, 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Then write the constant data R. R is also given as a constant. R is equal to 1.5 into 10 power 11 meter. Then substitute these data T, G, and R in the above shown formula. Here the number is 4. So substitute the formula in these, substitute the data in this formula and solve it.
Okay, sir.
While you are just solving the problem, don't place the answer immediately. Once you enter the data like this, then don't give the answer immediately. So make it as a 2 to 3 steps. You have to make totally 2 to 3 steps to complete the problem. So most of the students, what they will do, they will just directly write the data in the formula, and with the help of the calculator, they will directly write the results. So don't do like that. I need a step. So solve the problem in a step-by-step manner and finally write the answer. After completing the answer, give the conclusion. So these are all the steps while you are writing your assignments. So hello. So these are all the procedure we have to be follow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So any other doubt if you have, you can clarify now regarding the problems. So we can see the topic later also, because we are not discussing. If you have any doubt, you can clarify your doubt now also. We can just see the remaining topic later also. Tomorrow also, that is Monday also, Tuesday also we can see. So what clarification you have now, you can clarify your doubts. So you have to just solve this problem, and you can take the photo snap of it, convert into the PDF, and submit in your Cameo mode. So submit these through your Cameo mode. So I think there is an option to submit the assignment in Cameo. So I will place these questions also in Cameo also. I will place this question in Cameo also. So as a second assignment. So you just, once you're completing the assignment, after completing your assignment, you just submit through the Cameo. No need to submit to the mail ID. You can submit it to Cameo app. So these are all things you have to be do for your assignments. So there are more problems, and there are just more formulas. I will list out the formula, and I will submit the formula to you in separate sheet, not in the notes. So in separate sheets, I will just work out the formulas and I will give it to you. Kindly have that formulas, because for your CAT examination, so definitely you are going to write one problem. So that problem may be from this part also. So kindly just go through the formulas and practice, solve the problems. This I want to just